Hey guys, man, I'm a hot mess today. I just took the kids to school. It's, what day is it? Thursday? Oh my god. Okay. So I wanted to talk to you guys about when I started or when I think my awakening was kick-started. And so I want to take you back to December 13th, 2012. That was the day before Jordan was born. And that day, my mom came into town. He was supposed to come, any day. And I think he was a couple days late because she couldn't stay forever, So that day, we celebrated a little bit, and then we decided to go look at Christmas lights, right? I'm huge and miserable. So, we got hot chocolate. Joshua was super tiny, loving all the lights, walking the streets, looking at houses. There's this one row of houses in Santa Rosa that's just always awesome. And that night, we were sitting on the couch talking, like, when is Jordan going to come? When is Jordan going to make an appearance? We're ready to go. And my mom pulls out her little pendulum, you know, you hold it over your hand or flat surface or whatever, and it had a line for no and a circle for yes. And my mom asked the question. She said, "Is Jordan going to come tonight?" And then, you hold it so it's still, and then it started to slowly circle, and then we're like, okay, here we go, And I know some people don't believe in that, but I definitely do, especially after that night. So later on in the night, I can't sleep because I'm just huge, and my mom's in the living room with us, and we're just hanging out. All of a sudden, I'm sitting on the couch, and I feel a pop, and I get up, and my mom's like, "Your water broke," So we're all excited, and it wasn't long after that it started to get painful. It was a really, really quick birth. And we're calling my midwife because with Joshua I had a midwife. I had it done at the birthing center, and everything went really smooth. So I wanted to do it again. I didn't take any drugs for that. Either of my births, I didn't take any pain meds or epidural. I didn't do epidural. So we're calling my midwife, and she's not answering. She's not answering her phone, and I'm freaking out. Michael's freaking out. My pain is getting worse. So we're like, fuck it. We're going to go drive by the birthing center. Maybe she is in the middle of another birth. Because sometimes that happens. They have multiple rooms in the home that you go to. It's like a little house, you know. And maybe she's in the middle of another birth, and I could just go into a room and start, the birthing process and getting comfortable and all that. And we drove by the birthing center, and it was dark. No one was there, like the birthing center's in the front where you can, you go to get your appointments with the doctor, and the little house is in the back, and everything was dark. Like, we're like, fuck. And I'm sitting here like, get like dying. And so my mom's in the back seat. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, Gigi picked up Joshua, so we didn't have Joshua with us. So we're like, okay, because, if in cases of emergencies, you have to register for a hospital. So we were like, okay, here we go. We're going to go to the hospital. And so we drove to the hospital, and I literally went to the wrong one. First of all, I didn't register at the one we went to. And then before that, it's really funny because we're driving on these roads, kind of windy roads, in Santa Rosa, going to the hospital, and Michael almost hit a deer, and I was like, what the fuck? It was pretty crazy. I pretty much could have given birth in the car. But once we got there, they got me in my room, and literally, like, I don't know, not long at all. It was a quick process, and it was funny because in the room, Michael was really good with Joshua, like, because it wasn't so fast. So Joshua was a slow process. Like, I felt the contractions, and it took a while for him to come. But this one, Joshua or Michael was standing there, and the nurse looked at him, and she's like, "Are you okay?" And he got pale. Like I looked over in pain at him, pale, like he was gonna pass out. And so the doctors were like, "You do not anything. Sit down, sit down." You know, and my mom. It was pretty funny that I look at it, but yeah. So Jordan came pretty quick after that, and it was a traumatic experience. Like as a kid, I never was in the hospital for any reason other than maybe strep throat. You know what I mean? Like I played soccer for I don't know, 8 or 9 years or whatever as a kid, and I've never like broken bones. Like I've sprained things, and I've pulled muscles and all that, and it was like my first traumatic. Almost, I felt like death after that. I had no pain meds. Remember that? I'm pushing that kid out. Those shoulders came out. I was like, ugh, you know. So and with Joshua, I hemorrhaged a little. With Jordan, I hemorrhaged a lot, and it was pretty bad. I felt like death. I literally felt like death, and I had to stay in the hospital for a few days. They had to pump me full of, what was it? I think like magnesium. I don't know. It was something to help me, and it sucked. And I feel in my heart that that was the beginning of kind of like my kickstart awakening. It's definitely where I had anxiety before, but it definitely like amplified my anxiety. You know, like going through a traumatic experience where you feel like you're almost gonna die is like it's scary. You know. So yeah, and after that, that's when everything started happening for me, and I ended up in the hospital again with high blood pressure, and yeah, that's when high blood pressure. I was literally one day just my heart couldn't stop beating, and I felt faint, and I was curled up in bed trying desperately to make it stop, and it wasn't stopping. I told Michael we had to go to the emergency room, like, because I felt like I was gonna have a heart attack, like literally. So I ended up going. I ended up having high blood pressure. I had to get put on high blood pressure medication, and yeah, that's where it all started. And most of my anxiety has to do with like health issues, which is why I think that I focus so much on my health and working out. You know, I obsess over it, and for me, it's kind of like a way of trying to fix it. You know what I mean? Like if I don't have something to worry about, then hopefully I won't have anxiety, which isn't always the case because it comes when it wants to come. Not, you know, I can't turn it on or off. So, but I just wanted to share with you. I kind of want to take you guys through my awakening process. I'm not fully awake by any means, you know, but I want to take you through the steps of where I'm pretty sure it all started, you know. So, that's just the beginning of it. Jordan's like my little, you know, if anybody knows Jordan, he's like I'll punch you in the face. Like, yeah, I go to kiss him, and he's like, oh, you know, but he has his moments where he's very snuggly and lovey, but he's definitely my bruiser child, and Joshua is my lover. So he came out with a fight. Like, he came out like, Mom, it's time to go. Like, it's time to start your life and start figuring things out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he definitely took me to the next level, and very thankful for that. But dude, I'm not here. My hair, my face, but so that's my little blog post for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll definitely, the next one we'll start going down the timeline of everything. So you know, if you have an experience that where you know your awakening process started, please share it with me. I would love to hear them because everybody's different, you know. So just remember today, try to walk in your truth, talk in your truth, and live in your truth. Okay, hope you have a nice Thursday.